Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. For today's review, we're going to take a look at the DC Comics Multiverse, the Joker from The Dark Knight Returns. And this will be the last figure in my King Shark series reviews. So here is the packaging. It's pretty much a DC Multiverse standard these days with the window in the front. Photo of the, or image of the character on the side. King Shark and other figures in the series on the back. And the window wraps around on this side. Let's get them open now. So on the inside you've got Joker sitting there, optional head, his gun, I think that's a knife, and I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out in a minute. And I've already taken the King Shark part out. And here is the figure out of the packaging. So first impression, I love the white suit that he's wearing, and this facial expression is quite nice. It does remind me of the animation where he is kind of still in a state of confusion, which is cool. It's pretty hard to get a consistent white across a large area like this, so it's good to see that they've kind of pulled it off with this figure. Let's have a look at the head, the alternate head. Okay, so I see what that little tiny piece is for now. So as you can see on Joker's head, let me just zoom in here. So on Joker's optional head, his laughing head, there is a little tiny slot here, and I think this is half of a batarang, and you can just insert this into the slot to simulate him having been hit by one of Batman's batarangs in the eye. I don't remember that happening in the animation, but could be wrong. My memory's not always the best. But it does take a little bit to get that batarang in there. But once it's in, it looks pretty cool actually. I don't know how he could be laughing with a batarang sticking out his head, but anyway, he's the Joker, so yeah, very nicely painted hair. It's got a dark green wash over a lighter green, so it brings out a lot of the detail, but I still can't get over that batarang in the eye. That's freaking awesome. Okay, so he also comes with this little knife. It's kind of bent out of shape out of the packaging, and it's an okay looking knife. It's not a traditional looking knife, it's a little bit weird, but anyway. And his handgun, very simple in design, not much detail happening, but at least you know what it is. And back to the figure itself. This hair on the standard head is also really nicely painted with the dark green wash picking out all the sculpting detail, so that's really good actually. Nice red lipstick there. Very nice looking head actually. And with his suit, the actual body, the actual blazer is a soft kind of rubbery plastic. Not sure what's underneath. I don't think you can take this off without doing some damage to the figure, but you can kind of pry it open and you can see it's a non-detailed purple shirt body underneath. And his tie, you can take it out as well. It's a separate piece. I'll just tuck that back in there for now. And nice creases in the blazer, but it does leave a lot of gaping holes in the elbow area, the shoulder area, and also in the back of his trousers. I guess they had to sacrifice the sculpting to incorporate the articulation. And yeah, it looks okay. It's a little bit distracting. Seems like there's a lot happening instead of just a nice clean white suit. But anyway, the suit kind of covers the crutch area, so he doesn't actually have a crutch piece. So if you lift up his suit, you can see the joints for the legs. On the back, some nice shading happening with the creases of the suit, so that's good to see. And on the side you can see a massive cutout in the legs to incorporate the articulation. And let me just try to swap his head over. Came off relatively easily, and it's clipped on relatively easily as well. So here you can see the bataranged face on the body, and it looks pretty good actually. I really love this head sculpt. I love the fact he's still laughing and smiling even though he's got a batarang in his eye. Classic Joker. And with his weapons, he can hold his gun, and it holds pretty well, and that's how it looks. And he can also hold his knife, but he only has one weapon holding hand. The other side is a close-fisted hand, so he can only ever hold one weapon at a time. And let's take a quick look at the articulation. So with the head, no up and down like pretty much all DC Multiverse figures, but he can rotate from side to side all the way around. With his shoulders, he can lift his arm up that high and goes around. You can see the blazer pushing out of the way, which is good. And he doesn't have any bicep swivel, but he does have a single jointed elbow which gives him 9-degree bend, and it also allows him to rotate from side to side. He's got a swivel joint for the wrists, and coming down to his abs, there is a crunch joint there. Don't know if you can see that, but the blazer kind of pushes his body forward a little bit and backwards as well. Again, the blazer kind of pulls his body back like an elastic band, so not very useful, but I'm glad it's there. Coming down to his hips, he can split. He can do pretty much a full split, but again the blazer is kind of pushing his legs together, and he can kick forward that far, and again you can see the blazer pushing the leg down back that far. And he's got thigh swivel hidden up in here, so that's kind of good. Single jointed knee gives him 90-degree bend thanks to the ugly cutout here, but it works. And with his ankles, he can pivot or point them up that high and point them down that far, and no ankle pivot again. And in terms of height, comes in at just under 165 millimeters or 16.5 centimeters, which is roughly 6.5 inches. And now for some size comparisons. Here he is with Batman Unlimited, The Dark Knight Returns Batman. And here he is with Mafek's Batman from The Dark Knight. And here he is with SH Figure Arts Injustice Joker. And one last comparison, here he is with Marvel Legends Cyclops. I'm not a huge collector of Joker figures. I know he's kind of important as a Batman collector, but I'm just not that fond of Joker action figures in general. But I think this guy really captures the spirit of the Joker, especially this head sculpt. I think this head sculpt is the highlight of the figure for me. And that's it for my review. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another toy review.